Hello, hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. Pleasure to have you here with us. If you could just kick off with a brief intro to the Book of Clarence. What can people expect when they watch it?
I hope that they're moved. I hope that they have an adventure, a good time, that they ultimately see themselves in the film and go through a journey along with the characters of redemption, sort of faith, fun, and adventure.
And of course, James Samuel really made his mark with The Harder They Fall, and it feels like once again he's sort of really blown open a genre. What's so exciting about him as a director?
Well, rarely do you see, in fact, I don't know if we've ever seen in cinema a person who writes, directs, produces, composes all of the music, and then also produces, writes, and performs on all of the music. So you're seeing an artist at work in a complete voice. You're almost getting a James Samuel experience, and I think that that's exciting in the time in these times where we're looking for voices, we're looking for originality, and he gives that in spades. So, I put James Samuel up there with the likes of Chris Nolan, Quentin Tarantino, Jordan Peele's of the world, just in terms of an undeniable original voice that's all their own, but completely ours, meaning audiences in the world.
And an absolutely phenomenal cast, but Keith Stanfield right at the centre of it. What did you think when you saw that final performance?
I can't say enough about Lakeith Stanfield's performance in this film. I don't know. I think he's done amazing performances. I'm a gigantic fan. I don't know that he's ever done a better performance than he does in this one. And as those that'll see the film will find out, it's actually even more than just a performance.
And in terms of, the importance of representation, something James very much doing, putting people of colour front and centre, particularly in historical set films, those stories that perhaps have been hidden and those characters not been put on the fore before.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a big part of it. We grew up, all of us that made the film, James Lasseter, Sean Carter, and James Samuel, watching films in genres that we loved when not seeing ourselves. And we know that that's impossible. There were definitely black people in the times of Jesus and the apostles walking the earth. Why don't we ever see them in biblical epics? Well, now we get to do that. So on one hand, it's just making the films a film like the ones that we grew up with a particular perspective, and at the same time, it's also writing ourselves into that narrative. I read the script kind of blind, and I just knew it was about somebody who walked the earth at the time of Jesus and the apostles. And what excited me about it is it's an everyman story, so everybody should be able to relate to this story. Every person, man or woman, that's sort of like walking a neighborhood and flying into LA to Lagos, Nigeria, felt about their lives like they were destined for more than what they were doing, per se. So I love that aspect of it. Original and truthful voices. So just something that sort of rings true, but ultimately grabs you because it's not like everything else that you read. So it's got a truth to it, it's got an originality to it. You can expect an adventure, to laugh, to potentially cry, but mostly to be moved and have a good time. I expect the unexpected. Oh, it's massively important. I mean, first of all, this is going to be the first audience to see the film completed with the music, all of the mix, and all of the film graded. So that's huge. When you get to watch it with an audience, we can all think what we think of the film until we see it with an audience. But ultimately, we made this for people to watch and enjoy it. We didn't just make it for ourselves. It's us as the audience. So that audience response gives us a sense of how to both talk about the film, but also what people might get from it as we start to roll it out over the next 3 months.